Hello and welcome back to One World Flyer, and welcome to my first ever comparison video. Today I'm comparing Qantas A330 Economy Class to Cathay Pacific A330 Economy Class. I hope you'll enjoy and find this video helpful, particularly for those who travel a lot between Australia and Hong Kong. First of all, when you step into the cabin, you'll find that both Qantas and Cathay offer a standard 242 layout in economy, spreading across two cabins. So once you sit down on Qantas Economy, you'll have a large Panasonic touchscreen TV right in front of you with a headphone jack and USB port. A very useful literature pocket to store your tiny little items such as your iPhone. Then a sturdy foldable tray table. And perhaps most importantly, 31 inches legroom. Cathay Pacific's economy class is about 3 years older. The TV is way smaller than the one on Qantas. It's also touchscreen, but unfortunately you can't adjust it. Like Qantas, it's got a USB port on the TV. Next to the TV there's a coat hook, which you don't see on Qantas. There's also a literature pocket here. The tray table is okay, but when you compare that to Qantas, it's not very strong and sturdy. Here's a very handy cup holder for your drinks, so you don't have to open up your table all the time. Legroom here is 1 inch more than Qantas, so 32 inches. One thing that Qantas has, but Cathay doesn't, is knitted footrest, which I personally find it better than the traditional fixed footrest. Both airlines offer one universal power socket between every two passengers. On the other side, one great thing about Cathay Economy is that the seat pocket is divided into sections, so you can keep your items neat and tidy. On Qantas, you can switch on the aircon and reading light by reaching your arm to the overhead panel, but on Cathay, the aircon is centralised throughout the cabin, so you can't adjust the temperature around your seat. Now into the in-flight entertainment system. The system on Qantas is newer, so therefore easier to use. Movie-wise, it's got some great selection, but Cathay has got even more movies than Qantas and they are more diverse, so you're less likely to get bored on Cathay. Both airlines unfortunately do not have an interactive flight map system, which means you can't zoom in or zoom out. Now let's jump into the lavatory. This is the one on Qantas. It looks brighter and perhaps a little bit better than the one on Cathay, but I found the one on Cathay a little bit cleaner because I see the crew cleaning it nearly every single hour. Also, Cathay offer moisturizer in the economy lavatory, which I really appreciate because humidity in the cabin for me is nearly non-existent. Now let's talk about the most exciting bit, which is of course food. For now I'll just talk about the food you get from Australia to Hong Kong. On Qantas, you get a bottle of water and a cup of cordial right after takeoff. After that you get lunch. It comes with a garlic bread, a dessert and a drink. Usually it tastes really good if you're flying from Australia to Hong Kong. An hour after lunch, you get a Lindt chocolate bar and coffee, tea or hot chocolate. On Cathay Pacific Australia to Hong Kong, there are so many flights in which what meals you get depends on the time, but I'm going to show you a morning flight to Hong Kong. So you get breakfast after takeoff, usually two options, congee or English breakfast. It comes with yogurt, fresh fruits, a drink, a bottle of water and a bun. Then 2 hours before landing, they serve you lunch. Just before you get the hot food, they give out juice, water and peanuts to everyone. There are 3 options for lunch, often in a relatively large portion. Again, it comes with a bottle of water, a drink and bun. And instead of fruits, you get salad and a chocolate. To wrap it up, they give you Movenpick ice cream. Now back to Qantas. Unlike Cathay Pacific, they don't serve you a full meal before landing. Instead, they serve you refreshment. It's usually hot and there's only one option, but they do change it a few times a year. It's usually stuff like dim sum, pizza and noodles, tasty but not too heavy. If you're a big eater, you might prefer Cathay because they actually serve you a full second meal. Similarly, you get 2 full meals on Cathay when flying from Hong Kong to Australia. On Qantas, you get a full meal after takeoff, then a light breakfast before landing, like the one you see on the screen right now. Strangely, the Qantas food from Hong Kong to Australia is usually lower in quality, while Cathay is quite consistent. The last thing I have to talk about is the service. Cathay is well known for its robotic and rush service, but the crew always manage to do it in a friendly way, and the good thing about this is that we as passengers can maximise our rest.
Thank you. Mr. Wong, just wait 41. Welcome back. Just want to say please.
On Qantas, you get some very boring and some genuinely friendly crew. The meal service on Qantas is really slow. But I have to say this is not the crew's fault. It's the service structure that is set by Qantas which should be blamed. That's all for the comparison video. Here's a very quick summary. For the seat, although Qantas has got neated footrest, Cathay offers more storage space and legroom, so I would say Cathay is better. For the in-flight entertainment system, the TV is larger with Qantas and you can adjust it. It's also easier to use on Qantas. However, Cathay provides more options in terms of movies, but I would still prefer Qantas. The lavatory on Cathay is cleaner and has greater amenities, so definitely Cathay. Food on Cathay is larger and usually more delicious. Even though Qantas food is quite unique, I'm going for Cathay. Last but not least, service is quicker with Cathay, but in general the Qantas crew are friendlier, so I'm going for Qantas. So which airline do you think is better, Qantas or Cathay? Let me know in the comment down below because it's really hard for me to pick. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time.